I'm gonna revisit this topic that I had a little while back, and that topic that I think I had, I was like, or at least what I'm gonna call it today is why wouldn't they do it? Why wouldn't I do it? And what I'm talking about, like, we often find ourselves in this situation where we're looking at the government, and we're looking at the government. It's like, man, why does the government not follow through with a lot of the stuff? At least in America, I'm just talking primarily from America, but it's like we like, man, why does America not do what they said that they was gonna do? Why does America always, do these grimy, slimy things and blah 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 blah? And not only that, it's like look at the education system and da da da. And we talk about the government a lot, but one of the biggest things I've always heard is like the educational system and how the American school systems and stuff like that, they do not prepare you to get up and leave I mean, I know your high school, your hometown, whatever, go to college and actually give you functional skills. There's a lot of stuff that you never are taught, and you're like, damn man, I went to school all these years since I was been a child and all the way up to high school, and then maybe you went to college. But it's like, dang, you realize when you get out there in the world, you realize like, damn man, we ain't get taught a lot. And then sometimes people, they'll get bitter with the government or the educational system, like, man, this educational system is messed up, blah 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 blah. And it's like, man, these people suppressing us and stuff like that. And the people be asking this question: Why, man? Why they ain't do this? Why they ain't do that? Why wouldn't? It's like the question should sometimes be, and this is sometimes what your mentality should be: is why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Like, why would in terms of, like, again, this educational system? You have to think about the core nature of people, and the core nature of people on this earth in general. People are always in competition with each other. That's why sometimes people will have secret competitions with you, and you didn't even know that you was in the race. But they, but you definitely in a secret competition. Some people, but a lot of people, they compete with each other, and it's out of a state of, like, it's just natural competitiveness. Then I also think that ego has a lot to do with it, and with that ego, I always talk about ego. There's always a duality to ego. There's the good side of ego, and then there's a bad, destructive side. And oftentimes, especially in this current day and age, we have that bad, destructive side where everybody worships their damn self, and people care more so about their image. They care more so about how things look in comparison to what they are. And so that's why a lot of times, if you care only primarily about how things looks in comparison to what they really are, you'll be a beautiful nightmare. You look good on the outside, but torn up on the inside. And so oftentimes that's what a lot of people have. But competition and them able to topple over, it feels real good to win and to succeed in these other, in different endeavors and stuff like that. And people will stop at nothing to have a leg up over the next man. And people will have a leg up regardless of their damn color, regardless of their race, regardless of their damn gender, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not about a woman and a man thing. It's not about black and white thing. It's not about no. All that stuff is a lot of times is completely irrelevant. But competition is the biggest thing, and regardless of what your race is, your color, your this to this, your gender, it doesn't matter. People are competing with each other, and they're gonna compete with each other to the damn day that we come and get about. And then it's just worse nowadays because of how our society has been demoralized in a lot of ways, where they've taken away traditions, cultures, and things like that. They do that stuff on purpose. They do that stuff to take away, and they claim that they're coming in to help you, but they be taking away traditions, cultures, and trying to go to this new wave, not because they truly care about you. They're doing it as a way to continuously keep on demoralizing people. Now, people have no goddamn sense of identity, because where's the tradition? People don't know their damn history. People don't know what the hell it is. And this is a lot of times I'm gonna talk about black people, but black people are a prime example. If they have no goddamn clue what the hell they are, or where they come from, or anything like that, black people are like, they don't know. And so as a result, and I know, because I've been through this, when you don't know who you are and you don't understand, like, your origin and stuff like that, you are at a huge disadvantage if you don't know who you are. And just like how a manipulative, narcissistic type of person will come into your life and try to control you, and they can, if they can get you to think that if they get to a place where you don't know who you are, or they can continuously keep on questioning you or whatever, they can impose their view of who you are onto you. So now you become their damn puppet, And has happened at a macroscopic level, in which black people have no goddamn clue of who they are, where they come from, what language, this, and this. People, they have no goddamn clue. And so as a result, just like how a narcissistic person and a person that doesn't know who they are on that one-on-one scale, this system can run you because you don't know who you are. Now, we searching for any ways that we can be validated. That's why niggas on the block is ready to die on the block for wherever they at, with these gangs and these Crips and stuff I always say, like, I've heard people say, man, why do these young kids join these gangs? It's like, dude, why the hell would they not? Think about all the benefits that they get. they get protection, they get they get a sense of identity. They they become a man, at least in their eyes, because they out there, they get the females, they get the status, they get the clout. It's a lot of stuff that comes with, because it's like, if you ain't in these neighborhoods, you won't understand why these kids be doing what they is. But if you in those neighborhoods, it makes a lot of sense, because in these neighborhoods, you predator or you prey. But the reason why a lot of times these places is destructive as they are is because black people have no goddamn identity. So they take a block, so they take a street, so they take an area, and they take that, and that is their new identity, and they will fight to their death for that, and they'll fight to the death for that, because they can't let, like that. It's just the only thing that they got left to stand on. They don't know a damn thing about nothing else. And so and also, as a result, because you don't know who you are, I can easily control you. People can easily control you, so people don't tell you who you are on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way that the people be thinking, you be like, oh man, why did they tell you? Why did they not tell us who we are? Why don't you? It's like, and again, you got to come to this conclusion, especially as a black person. Why in the hell would they? Why would they? You are their competition. You better do it. That, like, in their mind, you better do it on your own. It's not my fault that you don't know your history. It's not my, because again, if you don't know your history, you be damn sure. If you don't know your history, I control your future. Somebody controls your future if you don't know your history. You know why? It's because you don't know what to do. You don't know where to step. Again, you have no identity. You don't know where to go. And then, a lot of times black people be blaming white people for, oh man, they took away our culture and this and this and this. And that's true to a large degree, to a certain degree. But also, at what point does it no longer matter what the heck white people be doing? And I'm not trying to say that in a negative or condescending way or a way, but it's like, what I'm talking about is, at what point it does not really matter what these people is doing. If we already know that these people are going to come at us in different type of ways, they're gonna try to set us up in different type of ways. It's like, I understand, and I'm not trying to sit here and judge people, but at what point does it no longer matter what the hell that they're doing? If you know your enemy is your enemy, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you just gonna sit there and just let things happen or whatever? Like, your enemy is gonna come through and do certain type of things. You just gonna sit there and let it happen? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, at what point does it no longer matter what these people is doing? We already know, okay, if these people are our enemies, we know these people are our enemies. What's next? You surprised that your enemies is going to do stuff that's going to disadvantage you? You surprised that your enemies is going to do something that's going to hurt or harm you? At what point does it no longer matter what these people is doing? I heard this on a Fuji style. If you let a person kick you 5 times, they're gonna kick you 5 times. If you let a person kick you 4 times, that bastard will kick you 4 times. If you let somebody kick you 3 times, they will kick that ass 3 times. You let them kick you twice, they will get 2 good ass punk kicks on you. And if you let them kick you 1 goddamn time, 1 time and 1 time only, I'm telling you, they trying to knock that ass, knock your damn skull to Timbuktu. But if you break a person's leg, that ass cannot kick you at all. And sometimes that's got to be your mentality. You got to understand, people going to be what they're going to be. You can't control other people. And really, you got to look at life from a perspective of why didn't they, to a mentality of why wouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would they? People like, oh man, why didn't they teach us in the educational system? Why would they teach you in the educational system? They do not be trying to make you out to be a free thinker or something. They have to make you into a doggone person that is good enough to do the work, while also simultaneously they don't want you to be thinking outside the bubble, and then you're going to go out there, and they want to have control over people. And so they will indoctrinate people. They will give people certain pieces of history, and they'll give them certain, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the U.S. government or educational system, but there's definitely a lineage of it, especially if you're in certain areas. It's like, dude, why wouldn't they not? You are their competition. People don't understand what that means. Like, do people... And this is another damn thing, because this is be getting my damn blood boil. I honestly be thinking that black people, there's a lot of black people, in my opinion, they be acting like white people are the goddamn boogeyman, or they be acting like white people are just like super superior. And it's not to say these bastards ain't cold out here. What I'm saying is like, it's almost to a point where black people be deifying white people. It's almost as if we can't really do nothing because these people is over here hurting us and this and this. And I ain't saying that I ain't saying that stuff is hard. I ain't saying it's like, man, difficult to get through all that stuff. I'm not saying that you ain't going to have to go through a lot of hard times, but that's sometimes with the journey that you have to take as a group of people or whatever, because you're just not in that advantageous spot. The white people at one point in time, they were not in the advantage. Black people were ruling over them, but they don't tell them parts about history, do they, dog? But white people somehow, some way, got the upper hand. And based on whatever you believe, so a lot of times people and again, based on what you believe, a lot of black people they will say, we don't know our history and stuff like that. We don't know. And again, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. If your oppressor knows your history, you're doomed because they know your future too. But you be having a lot of black people, they trying to grab onto things again. You got some dudes, they trying to form their identity in the block. They trying to form their identity with the hood dudes, with the gangsters, with the thugs, crips, whatever. You got that. You got some other dudes or like some other people there engrafting themselves in other ways. You got some black people, they're searching for their history. They're there, and a lot of people, black people, they might be searching for their history, but all the time I think it's to a point where it's damn near misleading. Like for example, if I've heard a couple of people do this. You have people who believe in the Bible, right? And they believe in the majority of stories, and then they would also be talking about like we as black people or whatever, or we are the chosen race of people. We are the true chosen race of people that God said that is going to be blessed and stuff like that. But they'll say all that stuff, and then in the next damn breath, some of these people be like, we were kings and queens in Egypt. We are royalty and blah 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 blah. It's like, what the hell is you talking about? Who? What black people? You talking about you the chosen person of God and you was a king and queen in Egypt? In Egypt? What is these people be talking about? No, you were not no damn king or queen. If you guys one of God's chosen people, if you one of them damn 12 tribes of Israel, no, in the world you was not. And don't get me wrong, the person that was in power in Egypt. If you're talking about the chosen people of God, it was Joseph. Joseph was the one that, he had the coat of many colors and he had his father's favor and everything like that. His brothers traded on him. His brothers are the 12 tribes. Each one of his brothers is one of the 12 tribes is Israel because their father name is Israel, and Israel is, Israel, real name is Jacob, but it was turned from Jacob to Israel because Jacob was fighting with an angel. So they turned, Israel means to wrestle with God. But, Israel had 13 sons. And one of them sons was Joseph, the boy of many colors. And he was the one that was sold into slavery by his brothers. And eventually, God rose him up through all that. And he was second in command, in Egypt just after Pharaoh. And he was the one that helped feed Egypt when Egypt was about to be devoured by famine and stuff like that, And then Joseph brought his brothers and everybody. And again, all those 12 brothers of his, Benjamin was the very last one, but all his 12 brothers is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. They made their bones in Egypt. Yes, they did. But here's the damn thing. I don't know outside of Joseph if a lot of these people actually had some type of hierarchy of extremely high where they were a king and queen in Egypt. If you are one of God's chosen people, a good majority of the times you was a damn slave. You was not the Hebrews were slaves in Egypt. They were not no damn kings and queens in Egypt. And unless you're talking about Joseph, and if Joseph has something, no, but the majority of these people, they was damn slaves. Because at one point after Joseph had died, the new Pharaoh was like, dang, it's too many Hebrews up here. Enslave them. And then the story where Moses had to come in and get the people of Israel and lead them out of bondage in Egypt. But again, so now black people, they talking about, oh yeah, we was kings and queens, but we're also the chosen people of God. What? What? No. If you wanted God's chosen people, whatever, and you was in those 12 tribes, you was damn near a slave. I don't know if everybody was a slave, but Joseph, I think, was the only one that was high enough where he had a high enough position that God rose them to. Whereas the other ones, they were enslaved after Joseph died after some time by the new Pharaoh because they were afraid that the Hebrews was going to get too doggone powerful. You know what I'm saying? And then here's another figure that I always hear. I always hear a lot of black people, they be talking about, oh man, we've been enslaved for 400 years. Where? Who? In America? Black people have been enslaved for 400 years in America? No. Dude, America's not even 400 years old. Where the hell did these people be getting these damn numbers? Sometimes I'll be thinking about it. Where the hell did America's not even 400 years old. So where the hell is these people getting these figures? Are you saying that's when the first Atlantic, with slave trading, where they were going to Africa or all these other Caribbean countries or whatever case may be and picking up these people? Is that when it was? Because even then, that's only the 1620s. You know what I'm saying? What are these people talking about? The people that was enslaved for 400 years was the Israelites. It was the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes of Jacob. They were the ones that were in bondage for 400 years, and then they were led to safety. Where the hell is these people talking about? And where's this figure where, you always hear that talk about, well, black people in America have been enslaved for 400 years. What? No, they haven't. America's not even 400 years old. What are these people be talking about? No. But I think sometimes it's like you trying to grab onto something and to feel that sense of identity, but still it's like an emptiness in this. It's a type of shell. Like, and I ain't gonna be I'm gonna be a dick right now. I'm gonna say what it is. Like, also too, it's almost like people when we be talking about black culture, it's like I don't know if it's from a genuine space or if it's more so out of a rebellious act. And what do I mean with that? Not all people, but it's like I remember I always call these the revolutionary freshmen. Have you ever been on college campuses and stuff like that? And oftentimes when kids come to college and they're like their freshman, sophomore year, they take those classes and they tell you what life is really about, and then people get pissed off and then they become a revolutionary. I call them revolutionary freshmen. They become home from the first 2 seconds of semester of college with a big ass afro and a dashiki, holding up their fist with black cloud. I call them the revolutionary freshmen. They throw that shit away by their sophomore year. They ain't doing that no more. They ain't doing it no more. But they be doing that. This is the revolutionary freshmen. This is what I call them. But it's not everybody. But some people, it's like they almost trying to be defiant against the white people. But it's like to a certain degree, man. It's you wearing these dashikis and these big ass afros. But it's like, do you truly know what that is? And do you understand? Like, or are you trying to be rebellious against white people and tell them like this is your indirect saying a way of saying fuck you, white man or whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I feel like it was that way because it's like the people be throwing that stuff off after a while. Because it's like they get out that revolutionary freshman's phase. Hey, that's what I see. I don't know about y'all, but hey, that's what I be seeing. But people, we try to latch and grab onto anything that we possibly can. Like even with Black Fist and the Black Power, people don't even know what the hell this means. This is Marxism. This is Marxism. People don't even know what this is. Like that. Karl Marx and socialism and stuff like that. And a lot of black people probably don't even want to be socialism or communism and stuff like that. But this is where this came from. And in the '60s, the Martin Luther King was, or I don't know if Martin Luther King himself, but a lot of his doggone people that was around him were communists. And if you remember back in that time in the 60s, 70s, 80s, somewhere in that time frame, you had this Cold War. So they had all these fronts where, you had the standoff between America and then, Russia and all these other, and they were, it's called the Cold War because it was a war that never happened, but it was supposed to be like some type of nuclear bomb where the Russians had a nuclear bomb and America had a nuclear bomb. And then they was going to bomb this bitch to Hiroshima and Nagasaki 2.50. I'm talking about this bad would have been different. And people were scared because it was nuclear warfare. And you know what I'm saying? So that's when communism or anti-communism in America came prevalent. The same time around, a lot of times, when they were bringing in these new social reforms and stuff like that, I don't know if it was Kennedy or John, or J. Edgar Hoover, who confronted Martin Luther King. He's like, dude, a lot of your people is communists. Do you know that? And what I'm talking about with communists and socialism is it's like a lot of these programs that we have today, which is not necessarily, but they sneak in a lot of these. And when I say programs, I'm talking about like, when you're talking about different type of civil liberties and things like, or sexual orientation and all that stuff. Like that stuff was like, it's so crazy how America has changed within the last 60, 40, 50 years. Only about 50 years ago, and probably like even in the 60s, man, if you was gay, if you was homosexual or something, they'd probably throw your ass in a psych ward and start to do some type of electroshock therapy. I think that was definitely still up in the 70s. But oftentimes, like with these Black Lives Matter movements or these black movements, that's when they really do sneak in. And I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but they like these other programs, they hitch their wagon on to like Black Lives Matter or, the civil rights movement. And then these programs are able to be added through. And then there's, there's a lot of people who are commenting on like the actions like of Martin Luther King and his entourage and the people that was around him, and how Kennedy and J. Edgar Hoover had confronted him, telling him that we know you're communist. And what I'm saying with that is like they're bringing in these programs that we see is so free today. a lot of those people at that time was bringing in these programs, and I'm not talking about programs of just like civil liberties. Like I'm talking about programs like more so like with, women's suffrage, or like, the homosexual or gay rights type of movements and stuff like that. And I think it was, I don't know, transgenderism. I don't know when the hell that came through, but this is the programs that they was highly emphasizing. And then you see it again, they had it back then, and when they were confronted, and now we have it again with the Black Lives Matter movement, in the sense that they promote a lot of that propaganda too, because again, like they be using the Black Lives Matter as a method to bring in these no social reforms, and they're just simply hiding behind Black Lives Matter. It's a Trojan horse mechanism. Okay, that is what it is. It's a Trojan horse mechanism. They're sneaking in a lot of these programs under the guise of Black Lives Matter. That's why when you look at Black Lives Matter and what they were supposed to be doing, they don't even talk about why we all, or a lot of people, were galvanized to Black Lives Matter in the very first place, i.e., black men getting shot down in the street. You look at the goals and the way and what they're actually about with Black Lives Matter. They talk about every damn thing. Their goals has nothing to do with what they're trying to claim or why people joined it in the first place, i.e., black men more than anything are being shot down and killed in the streets, and it's like these police officers has no repercussions. That is the reason why it was started. But this, like, you look at the programs and they ain't talking about a goddamn thing about that. They talking about everybody else, and this is what I'm talking about. It's a social, like they brought it in and they were able to gain esteem off the backs and the blood of these goddamn black men that's laying in the streets. But then when it came in, out popped all these other social programs, and the fact of the matter is they pushed that Black Lives Matter bullshit back to the end of the bus until they need it again, because you see it's a trend that these people be doing. Every 10 years they pick up some type of black issue, they talk about it and act like, and then they get everybody emotional, and then they go right back, and then once they get whatever they want, I'm talking about the whoever is truly running the society on, whoever is truly in charge, they use that stuff as a pawn. They use that as a pawn. Why? Because it gets people in their emotions, and that's what they want. Because when people are in their emotions, they ass is not thinking clearly. They're not thinking straight. And oftentimes, when the country is at peace, you can't do a damn thing with peace. This is why they always have to disrupt and have to bring up certain type of issues. This is why now, conveniently, they're always showing you black men getting killed in the streets. Now, conveniently, they're putting it all in the news. You know how many black dudes get killed every damn day. You know how many black people, and nobody knows it. Nobody gives a damn except their family or whatever, or their community. Nobody knows that stuff. Do you know that? How much? Why is it now all of a sudden they picking that up? It's because they got an agenda as planned. They're using it as a pawn. It's because they understand how people gonna get emotional, just how they did in the '60s with the civil rights. They're plastering these black men getting killed on online and everywhere, and they're reporting on it, not because they truly are concerned. It's because they want everybody in an emotional state. And it's not to say that you shouldn't be in an emotional state, but these bastards is not doing it for the reasons that they're claiming. They're not just reporting the news. Everything that you see is filtered through a couple of, do you understand, damn near all the media that you have? I'm talking about radios, music, anything damn near outside of TikTok or YouTube, and even those influencers, are hitching their wagon onto whatever's mainstream pop culture. But these people, it's almost like they're controlling us in a lot of different, like these people do, they pick up the the black people problem and use it, and then they throw it away. These people, and it's only a very, very small amount of people who literally control everything that you see. And out of nowhere, and then you see what they do. They keep on picking the issue up and throwing it down, picking it up. They did the same thing in the '60s, except with the '60s, they showed the water hose and then the dogs attacking them people. They showed Emmett Till's face and stuff like that. And I'm not saying it wasn't sincere, but I'm saying is they put that stuff, and you know what happens? A lot of times, the white Americans, they were at a system of peace. Black people already wanted to change at those times, but the white people had to get on board. And what did they do? They showed those images of those people getting killed down in Birmingham, or getting, because white people don't necessarily have to go through the same thing. And once they saw that stuff, that's when a lot of white people jumped onto the civil rights, because they saw what was going on with a lot of black people. They did the same thing all the way back in the 1800s when slavery was here. One of the biggest ways that they were able to really show slavery and its detriment to a lot of white Americans, because oftentimes that's the subsidiary, that's the people that they truly are targeting. They had to show them that book, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Tom Cabin. That was huge, because it shedded a lot a lot of light on of what slavery was and the atrocities of slavery and stuff like that. And more people and more white Americans got on board. But you see, they have this reoccurring theme where they're showing the issues of black people. They're picking that bad boy up and dropping that ass when it's convenient for them. Isn't that interesting? And then every 10 years or so, they keep on picking the issue up, but then they push that bitch all the way back to the end of the bus like they did with the last civil rights. And then they push all these other programs up and forward. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? It's because these people be pimping black people's pain. They be pimping everybody's pain, but especially black people. And oftentimes these bastards is the ones that put all this doggone stuff onto you. They put all these programs and stuff like that that you have to go through, and then they come around with their damn red boots and cape, acting like they about to save you with the program. And trying to introduce new things that they asses started in the very first place. They were the ones that set these communities up in the way that they are in the first place, and then they trying to come around acting like they super saver cap that hoe. But then they sneak in a whole bunch of other stuff with it. And then when you as a black person, whatever, especially when you say, no, man, why are we talking about everything except for what this stuff is supposed to be like? Why are we talking about all these other different type of programs when it's irrelevant? Like, it's not to be disrespectful, but these dudes was not killed because they were female. They weren't killed because they were their sexual orientation or gender dysphoria or the fact that they wanted a nuclear family. These dudes was not shot down dead in the damn street for these reasons. So what the hell is Black Lives Matter talking about all this stuff for that's outside? Because it was never about these goddamn dudes. Ain't that about a bitch? They took these goddamn black men and they blood still running in the damn street. Then they came forth and put all these other damn programs and acting like they gave a damn. And then it's like they damn near spit on them goddamn men. Ain't that about a bitch? Ain't that about a bitch? But that's what it is. That's what it is. I don't give a damn if people don't like that. That's exactly what the hell it is. It was a Trojan horse mechanism to bring in all these other things. But with all that stuff being said, again, people be like, man, why do people be doing this? Why the hell would they not? You are a competitor. And you got to understand that whether or not you understand that stuff, you are a competitor. Regardless of what a person's color is, people are competitive with each other. And they will do any and everything to make sure that they are ones that is victorious at the end of the damn day. So again, when you when you recognize that your education and all the stuff that they was teaching you, you recognize that it was a bunch of BS and they ain't really teach you. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Sometimes you come to the conclusion that you cannot rely on them. If people keep on doing you dirty and they have a pattern of behavior or whatever the case may be, soon you can catch on to the pattern of behavior and you can predict their next move. And it almost takes action on your part in order to switch this paradigm, to switch this narrative and get, and start to fight back. Because if not, I mean, people gonna be running all over you and everything like that. And that's exactly what the hell has happened in this country. Black people, their identity has been snatched away from them. You know what I'm saying? And they more likely is the doggone 12 tribes of Israel. I always say this too. It's like, where the hell did it happen? If you look at when you talk about these 12 tribes of Israel, and even you look at that Israeli or what is the popular people in Canaan. I always ask this question: why the hell is it just Jewish people up over there? There was 12 tribes. The Jewish people are simply from the tribe of Judah, and not only that. There's a European version of they're called the Khazars, and I'm pretty sure that the people that we see today, they're not the Jews of the Bible. They're the Jews that came from the European country. They were Khazars. They were Khazarian Jews. Okay, I think it was in between the Byzantine and then I forgot, and the Caucasus Mountains by the Black Sea. I think over there in that area. That's where these people was coming from, and now they brought in this new traditionalism. But the Jews of the Bible, where the hell did they go? And not only that, what the hell happened to the other 11 tribes? There's 12 tribes that is talked about in the Bible. Why the hell is it only Jews? Jews come from the tribe of Judah. Where is everybody else? Why is everybody else not in that damn promised land? Why is it only these European Jews that's there? What happened to the rest of the tribes? And people say, oh yeah, well, they bunched everybody together, which is like, But I think there's a lot of these tribes they're missing. Where are they? More than likely, they're all around the world. You look at the Bible, whether or not people believe it, a lot of that stuff becoming true. Oftentimes, it talks about how when you disobey God, He'll let your enemies have power over you, and then you'll be enslaved, and you're sent to all the four corners of the world and stuff like that. I think it's like Deuteronomy 28, or maybe I don't know. But it's whether or not people believe it, that shit is very accurate. It's like golly, wow, this is good. This is good. This is very good. I don't know if they just switched this and whatever, but hey. But in all, I think there's like a lot of times that's what it is because black people they have no goddamn clue of who they are. And just like with anything else, man, when you don't know who you are, it's very easy to rattle you. When you don't know who you are, it's very easy to talk down to you and have you with lower self-esteem. And this is another big thing. And excuse my French, but this is the biggest reason why I think a lot of times, one of the most the most hurtful words, or a word that a lot of black people will get upset about, especially used by a white person, especially a white man, is the word nigga. He might add a ER to it, but that word hurts and it cuts deep. And I was always like, why does this word nigga hurt so much? Because when you look at other communities, you look at everybody else has stereotypes and stuff like that. Everybody else have like these what is these? Though I forgot what these things is called, a racial epithet, or they have some type of slight against other people from other ethnic groups or ethnic backgrounds, but they don't seem to get as offended as when a black person is called a nigga. And I was like, why is that? Why is that? Because a white person, you call white, what's that word, cracker or something like that? You can call that to a white person. Well, a lot of white people won't give a fuck about what you're talking about. They don't care. Or like I think a word like another one's like peckerwood or blah blah blah. I don't remember all these doggone things. But even when they be saying that stuff, it seems like it don't even really land on like the majority. But why does the word nigga hurt so much with black people? And the thing is, I think that the word nigga hurts so much is because to a certain degree, I feel like a lot of black people feel like it is true. If they being dead ass honest and everything like that, it's almost like they feel like it's true, and they don't want to hear that and they don't want to see that. It's because we don't know our history. That's why we feel like we niggas. And that's why that word hurts so doggone much, is because we don't know who the hell we are. We have nothing else. And it's like, it's a sense of shame. It's a sense of shame that you have to keep on going back to. And that's why it hurts so much when these people up over here say it. Because you looking back at what these people have taught you about slavery in America and stuff like that, and you ain't got nothing else to balance that bad boy out. And so now you get into an emotional state because it feels like it hurts. It hurts. If somebody's insulting you, it's not. But the word nigga, it hurts so much because I feel like a lot of black people feel like we niggas. We have turned into niggas, and the nigga is something that was created here. It was not. They created us to be niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, we niggas now. And not all of us, and I know that stuff might hurt people's feelings, and people don't like me saying that, but I don't give a goddamn. It's the goddamn truth. That's why a lot of times that stuff is, a black person will go off the motherfucking handle when somebody, especially a white person, calls them a nigga. They were ready to throw hands. Why? Because it's triggering that shame that was placed into us when we was growing up and we were indoctrinated into these school systems, when we thought that we were nothing more than slaves, that these people came over there, overpowered us in Africa or wherever the hell we were, brought us up over here, and then just slapped us around for the last, I don't know how many years, making us do bitch work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the narrative that goes out when there's so much more. And these people, they're not telling you everything. And again, you sitting there like, why wouldn't they tell us everything? Why would they? You got to understand, you competition. Had I told you exactly who you are and where you're going and everything like that, you would have more confidence. Again, just like a narcissistic person, they won't control over you. They're going to induce shame and guilt on you, right? They're going to keep on going back to that well. They're going to try to remove your identity and then replace it with an identity that they see and that they want you to portray. And that's what we have with black people today. That's exactly what it is. And I don't give a damn when people don't like that type of stuff. Niggas, we have turned into niggas. You got black people over there and they just so happy and gleeful to kill another nigga. They so damn happy. All these damn songs about how they is and everything like that. But niggas will turn around and talk about Black Lives Matter. Like, what? How the hell you gonna sit there on one end, talk about how you gonna shoot your brother up, how you gonna smack these hoes, which is black women and stuff like that, and you gonna do niggas dirty, popping pills, giving it to kids, and you don't give a damn or none of that. You only give a fuck about yourself. And then on the other hand, when white people be out there shooting niggas down without disregard or anything like that, now everybody getting upset, say, oh my God, how can he do that? Why these white people? They do that stuff with impunity because the image of black people have been tainted. And I don't give a fuck what people be talking about. They be talking about, man, well, that's white people. No, bullshit. At what point does it no longer matter what the fuck these people is doing? Because it's like, we got free will too. It's not white people on them goddamn music videos and stuff like that that's doing all that bull and then supporting this stuff, feeding it out to the kids. And I ain't trying to be disrespectful. They have turned our doggone women into straight up hoes. And that's just they got that girl Sexy Red and everything like that. Like, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful to this girl, but it's like, come on, man. Come on. It's like, come on, man. You see what they support, or they keep on propaganda. And like, it's like, who the hell is picking people? Like, because it's like a lot of people that got a lot of talent, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but it's like, yo, come on, man. Come on. What is going on? It's because they trying to demoralize more and more and more and more and more. Like, they want us into a demoralized state. Like they even had that thing with Cardi B, and they had part of her before Joe Biden and stuff like that. I don't give a fuck with people. That's a damn insult. That was a damn really. Cardi B is over here talking about how her she got some WAP. Cardi B is over there talking about she Cardiana or Tatiana or I ain't trying to be disrespectful. She probably gonna be she probably ain't gonna give a damn. But it's like you see how disrespectful these people is. And they were talking. They brought her up like she was representing black people. What? That people don't even recognize how much of a how little they think of you. And it's not trying to be disrespectful to this woman, but why the fuck is the president of the United States talking to Cardi B and she is the representative? Really, really, really. I ain't trying to be disrespectful to that woman, man. But this, like, what the hell? This girl's not in politics. She's nowhere near in politics. She's an entertainer. What the fuck? What? Do you see how much of an insult that stuff is? But people, that goes over people's head. Like they didn't catch that. These people are disrespecting you right in your face. They, how many times would they have done that with any other community, man? Come on, let's be real. Come on, man. That's just crazy to me. This is so crazy. It's like it's an insult, but it's like outside of that, it's almost an insult that we didn't call that stuff out. It's like call them out for what they doing and stuff like that. Yes, these people are more likely to sabotage you. Yes, they're not going to teach you everything that you need to know in school. Why would they? Why? And I'm telling you, you got to think about it from that perspective. I know that stuff hurt, but you got to understand people out here trying to get it. Regardless of what people they put on an image in front of everybody, oftentimes the best way that you can keep somebody enslaved is to let them think that they're not slaves. The best way to keep somebody a prisoner is to let them think that they're not a prisoner. But they are. But they are. You give them choices. It's like, people will give you choices. The government will give you choices. You can either pick A or B. Or here, let me back that up. Like I heard this analogy before. Like if you had a mother or and you had and she had her daughter, the mother will give the child two options. She wants the child to do something. She says, hey, do you want to go brush your teeth first? Or do you want to, I don't know, get in your pajamas first? Or I'm sorry, let me say this again. She'll ask her child, oh, do you want to brush your teeth first or do you want to take a shower first? And the child feels powerful because that child gets to make the decision. But really, the mother doesn't really give it. The mother gave the illusion that the child truly doesn't have a choice at all. The child still has to brush their teeth and take a shower or whatever. But the mother is giving that individual the ability to pick at which side. You see what I'm saying? So it makes the child feel like they, have a huge say. And truthfully, they don't even realize it's like they don't even realize what's going on. It doesn't really matter because the outcome is still the same. It doesn't matter if she brushed her teeth first or take a shower first. Same damn thing that happens at the macroscopic level in America. That's exactly what the hell it is. Which choice do you want? You want A or B? It really don't matter what the hell you pick because it's still going to happen any damn way. But we get tricked into doing something else. We still slaves. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even just talking about black people. I'm talking about Americans in general, slaves. And I love this damn country. I ain't trying to be disrespectful to this country, but hey, man, I love this damn country. It's a great country. Very, very great. But it's like you got to understand why wouldn't people do the things that they do? And it's like, be real with yourself and be real because it's like you can see people do that stuff. This is how I know a lot of black people, and I'm talking about black people because a lot of black people I was just talking about, they be on bullshit. They be on some complete and utter baby back bullshit. Let me just be real with you. Let me be quite frank with you because it's like black people sit there and talk all that mess about them damn white people. And then they will turn that ass around and use the very same manipulative, downplaying tactics on their own damn people. But they got a problem with the damn white people when they doing it and stuff. It's like they'll talk about white people, how white people will blackball you and they won't accept you in the community for whatever. How many Negroes is going to do the exact same damn thing to you? Come on, it's like stop playing it. They be talking about white people like white people, they won't give up. They have all this privilege and this power and they won't give it up. How many niggas do you see giving up their power and their privilege to somebody that they feel is oppressed? Niggas don't give a goddamn. They would turn over another nigga in a heartbeat. It would be easy to betray another nigga. They would get gleeful about that. These damn rap songs and these songs with these dudes is talking about how they gonna go kill up and shoot up everybody and they don't give a damn about nobody. They not talking about no damn white boys. They talking about a whole nother nigga. They talking about and we all is supporting this stuff. And then we don't understand why niggas getting shot down in the street with impunity. We have already tainted our own damn image. It ain't even about these white damn people no more. At what point does it really not matter what the hell these people up over here is doing? You already know this is your damn enemy. You already know your enemy is gonna fight you. So it's like, what do we do in the meantime to fight back? You know what I'm saying? If we know that the education system is screwed up and it's not there for us to thrive, instead of like asking for the damn government to do anything, at what point do you take it upon yourself and do it? Because you already know they're gonna be on some BS. You know what I'm saying? Like you already know what it's going to be. You already know what the outcome is going to be. So it's like if you already know the outcome, why not take some type of measure where you ensuring? Because it's at the end of the day, we can talk all that mess about these goddamn white people all we want, but at the end of the day, who's the niggas that's at the bottom of the damn total pole? Who's the nigga that ain't get all this opportunities? Who the nigga that don't know the information? Is us. Again, it leads to that hurtful feeling that we niggas. Because to a certain degree, I feel like a lot of black people think that it's true, whether or not they admit it. I think they feel like it's still true. I think it's still true because I guarantee you, it's just like with a person. Like if you can hurt a person with an insecurity that they have, or if they don't know something, and you can really sting that person. And if you get them in an emotional state, and you can keep, I'm telling you, manipulate people that'll do that. You got to keep them in this emotional space. You have to keep on depriving them of anything or ensure that they don't feel good about themselves. You got to keep on taking away from them to take away their foundation, take away the fathers and the mothers, have them fighting, arguing with each other. They will do all these different things. Like that is and they got to keep you in an isolated, vulnerable state so they can continue to keep on getting at you and manipulating you. And again, it's like, man, if we know these things, why the hell do we not change? Why do we not change? It's like, okay, if these people ain't gonna do what we need to do and they're not gonna teach us right, why don't we teach ourselves? Like why don't we put each other on game? You know what I mean? Like at what point does it not really matter? And then because again, like it's like I think a lot of black people are just deifying white people. And I ain't saying that a lot of these bastards is not atrocious, but it's a lot of niggas that's atrocious too. There's a lot of black people that's atrocious too. So that stuff goes hand in hand. Man, that is nothing more than human nature. And people be talking about it like, whatever. But it's like, come on, man. It's not you trying to advocate for white people. People don't even understand. So sometimes when I talk like this, people be sitting there thinking that you like advocating for white people or whatever. They be like, oh man, look at this Uncle Tom nigga. Oh man, look at this Sambo. Let me look. Oh, let me look. All this BS that these people be trying to come at you with because they can't interpret what you're talking about. It's like I don't think I'm like what I am saying is, we so damn focused on them. Do you understand that race and whiteness and all that stuff? That's a subsidiary. That is an afterthought. That is not the real true problems and stuff like that. They use race as a way for us to keep on fighting each other. That has nothing to do with nothing. Race is it's just like a chain. It's just like one of the pieces at the bottom of the damn pyramid. When you understand how people move and how this country works, you'll realize how bull it is, but they got to keep you distracted. They distracting everybody with race. And that's not the damn problem. That's not the problem at all, is race. No, that's not why people, it's a whole bunch of other factors that lead into us being in these situations, in these scenarios. And as long as we focused on these people up over here, how the hell we ever gonna get better? You know what I'm saying? Like if we already know these people are snaking us and everything like that, at what point does it matters more so what the hell you do with a snake? My Negro, is you gonna cut the goddamn grass or you gonna keep that bitch tall? Because the snake gonna get you every time if you keep it tall. You already know it's a snake out there. So it's like, and again, I'm not trying to be in a state where I'm trying to condemn people or put people down or whatever, but I'm saying it's just like at what point? At what point? And the thing is, black people be scared to do that stuff, and they hate that word nigga so much. It's because they don't know their damn history. They don't know who they are. They don't. And so now we don't know who we are. We have no confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they'll never tell you about truly who black people were and how they made significant advances in this world. And I'm not saying that to give black people all this keezy, jeezy, deezy. I'm just trying to say that is the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand like how people work. People is not going to respect you until you respect your damn self. People is not going to do anything. People can only do so much. They can only do so much until it's like they can't do nothing else to you. And sometimes it's just what it is. And when you don't know yourself, that's one of the biggest things that you don't realize, the power that you have at your fingertips. The fact of the matter is everybody else know it. All these other races of people know it. It's just you don't know it. You don't know it. And if you know it, you don't know how to use it. And that's the thing. It's like you got to understand how this game works. You think that white people is sitting there and they taking Asian people. If they racist towards black people, Do you think they're not racist to everybody else? And again, racist is just not white people are just not the one. Black people asses is racist too. I don't care what they be like. Oh no, it determines on privilege and power. What the hell is you talking about? You be saying some racist ass things, it's like some anti-white things. Come on, man, stop playing with me. Stop. Oh, what? Adding modifiers into it. It's like how the hell when you sit there and you talk about like all these everybody's racist and stuff like that, or like black people can't, and you adding this modifier, do you it's like people don't even realize, do you know like that is the same thing that other people did, like more than likely at one point in time when black people were in position of authority or whatever, if they were listening to the white people or whatever. Yeah, no, it might have been a curse for what black people have been doing or the children of God have been doing. But but it's like, all the way back then, they might have used the same tactic to get in the position of authority and power. You know what I mean? So it's like, how in the hell can we judge them and we doing the exact same thing as these people? These people are not acting that way because white people are just so damn evil and racist and all this other baby back BS. Is there a lot of angry white racist people? Oh, sure. There's a lot of angry black racist Negroes too. So it's on all sides. These white people do not just simply respect people based off of just general principle. And that's not just because they're white. It's just because that's who humans are. Black people don't even do that with their own kind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how you gonna turn around? It's like people ain't even real with themselves. How you gonna do? You don't even see that you're doing the exact same thing as these people. You're just doing it at a smaller scale. So it's like, but we sitting here and deifying these people and vilifying these people in a way that, like, we're making them like they're not even mortal. They're humans. They're people. You know what I'm saying? Like they bleed just like everybody else. They don't die just like everybody. They got to meet God just like everybody else. The mentality of a lot of black people is that these people is superior if you're really keeping a buck with them. Like that's exactly what it is. And that's why another reason why that word hurts so damn much is because we feel like we're inferior to them. And that's because we don't know who the hell we are and we don't know our gifts. We only know what these people have taught us. Why in the hell would these people sit there and tell you your history correctly? Why would they be doing that type of stuff? And I'm telling you, race, you got to take race out of it because people be so much in their damn emotions and you got to take all that stuff up out of it. Think about it from a business perspective. Identity politics is extremely important because with identity politics, I can easily group up with other people who have superficial features just like me, or they're in the same religion or whatever. And with human nature, we come together to form a bond so that we can fight off other people. That's just simply primal. You know what I'm saying? And then that is at a base level, but there's another hierarchy. There's other steps to this, where at the top is wealth. A poor white man and a rich white man, they better off. You might as well. One of them might as well be from Uganda, and the other person is all the way from China or something and what I mean is they're just two completely different people. Their voices, what they talk about, their culture is different. You know what I'm saying? There's a hierarchy in place, and they got us focused on race when that ain't got nothing to do. That's an afterthought. That's not like the main ingredient in this damn thing. That's just off, but they just keep that over there so it distracts people. That's not the problem. It's that damn almighty dollar is the problem. That's what has always been the problem. Also, if you don't know who you are, I can easily control you. I can get you, and oftentimes this is what black people do, and they're gonna just be mad. Like for example, a way that people in general, not even just black people, but people in general, the way that they feel good or better about themselves, especially if they don't know who the hell that they are, they don't know their past or their history or nothing like that. What they do is they put on images of success, they put on an image of confidence, they put on an image, but it's all the outer shell. And that's why a lot of times you see people going in massive droves, going to go get this designer, this jewelry and stuff like that. It's not even necessarily that people like that type of stuff, but it's a sign of status, it's a sign of making, it's a sign of this and this and this, because that's the only thing we got to hold on. You know what I mean? Like everybody gonna think you was something because of the clothes you got on, or the place that you work at and stuff like that, or this and this and this. But it's like it's truly just superficial. It doesn't fulfill you on the interior, and that's why a lot of people they aren't fulfilled because they don't know who the hell that they are. You know what I'm saying? That hole in your heart is for God, and He gonna leave it there. And that hole in your heart ain't gonna be for nobody else except for Him. So it's like you'll never be fulfilled without Him. You'll be empty inside. You look good on the outside, but damn, what's going on in the inside? But why would people sit there and try to tell you these things? Why would people even help you get through the trauma that you've been through? You know what I'm saying? Like you are their competition. And what I'm saying with the trauma you've been through, these people, again, they already know what the hell you're going through because they set it up already. It's like you can't let these people bamboozle you and they just all of a sudden, these people are extremely smart. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing and they know why they're doing it. It's like they're not dumb. Okay. And so it's like you can't sit there and listen to these people that, of course, they're going to lie to you. Why would they tell you the truth about what they're really doing? It's going to take them out of a position of authority. Why would they do those things? And again, that's what I'm talking about, where you got to understand, you got to be real with yourself and you got to be real. Like, how would you handle it? How will people on the block handle it? What happens at a microscopic level every day with our face-to-face interactions? That stuff happens at a global level too. Nothing changes. It's just the area and the different tactics is used to ensure that the people in power stay in power. Why would they give you their competition any leg up? Their thought process is we gonna slow you bastards down as much as we possibly can, and to the point where you can't even make it no more. You can't even like because you don't know yourself. And so you get around certain areas and stuff like that. You are looking for external validation of who you are. You're gonna lose every damn time. You're gonna lose every day. You out there in the world looking for love, you're gonna lose every damn time. But because black people ain't got no identity and people don't know a damn thing about nothing, we ain't got nothing else to cling on to. And this is why this hatred towards white people is so damn pervasive. This is why that word nigga hurts so damn much. It's because we know damn well, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you to a damn degree, we know we niggas. We have turned into niggas. It's like how we get up out this state. And it's like you don't know what else to do. And they have demoralized us so much. These communities are so ravaged and they're so torn down and everything like that. It's like, how the hell can you heal these people? And so many people that's so damn far gone, the trauma that they've experienced in their life, some of these people are so goddamn far gone. And I'm talking about black people, they so damn far gone. Only thing that's gonna save them is 3 bullets and a damn casket. And I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just telling you that's what it is. That's just how far gone some people are. You know what I'm saying? Because of the psychological damage, the severe psychological damage. Some of these people is never gonna get right. And it's not you speaking down, but it's just like the reality of the situation. But you got to understand it and understand and move and operate in a way where you got to rely on yourself. Essentially, you have to rely on your people. Like, you can't expect the next man to do right by you. When people are in positions of power over you, never in the most, a good 99% of people, they are, or I'll give a good 95%, they're going to abuse that damn power. And this could be a black person over black people. This very black person could have yesterday or just 2 seconds ago be on a podium talking about black power and they talking about Black Lives Matter and how we're so strong and how these white people are evil and blah 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 blah, exposing tactics, and then they'll turn around and tell the black dude that's behind them, like, nigga, go get my goddamn sandwich before I smack your ass, or like, nigga, I don't like, or whatever. They treat the damn next dude like he ain't nothing, he black. The same Negro or same female just got up on that damn podium. Then they turn around and they disrespect them. They do the exact same tactics as these damn white people. That stuff be irritating the hell up out of me. Because black people, it's like, I don't know if they insincere or they ain't thinking through all this. Because it's like black people don't even understand the power at their fingertips. You don't even understand who you are. And it's like you ain't gonna understand until you do the work. It's like, why the hell would your enemy ever tell you who you are? And I'm talking about enemy in the sense that they're your competitors. They're your competitors. Why the hell? You got to really be real with yourself. If you was a white man, would you sit there and try to uplift these dudes up over here? How many Negroes do that in their personal lives? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, people don't even do that in their personal life. How the hell you going to expect a group of people up over here to do that? Why would they not want to stay in a position of power and authority? When you are not in a power of position of power and authority, and you at the mercy of somebody else, my God, they gonna act a fool with you because the nature of people when they think that they better than you or over, they'll walk all up over you. They'll talk to you any type of way. And that's exactly what it is. It's but we don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. And this is why we so susceptible to all this tomfoolery and all this BS that's going on nowadays, and nobody's batting a damn eye with it. It's because we've been demoralized so much that we just think this stuff is normal, and it's not. And we thinking that these people up over here, the Asian people, the white people, these people, that they're superior in some way, shape, or form. And that word nigga hurts so much. But the fact of the matter is, you got to understand that people, they be, with people in general, you got to make people respect you in comparison to liking you. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of black people, they're trying to get white people to like us in comparison to respect us. And how do you do that? I was on a little diatribe before. Like, you think these white people, if they racist towards you, you think they ain't racist to the Asian people? You think they ain't racist towards the Hispanic people? You think they ain't racist to all these other different type of people? In the same vein that a black person will be racist to all these people, do you think that you just the only one? You just the only no. You at the bottom of the damn totem pole because you identity politics. You have to be. You know what I'm saying? This is all business. You have to be here. Black and white, you have to be at the bottom and white people at the top. It's all business, baby. It ain't even personal. It feels personal, but these people, you can't ask your enemy. You can't ask a bully. You can't ask the person that's oppressing you to release the change, to stop bullying you. Stop. They're doing it for whatever reason that they're doing it for. They're not gonna stop. They haven't, and you think that you can appeal to whatever side they know, because you don't know why they're doing it. They're doing this stuff for gratification. They're doing this stuff because it makes them feel better. The only way that they feel better is to tear other people down, and that's just the way that the bully works. A bully is really cowardly. They're scared, but they take out all the anger and frustration on something else. They if a real person that came, they can bully. A person can bully these people up over here, but when somebody else come, now these people is bitching down, and they holding down, now they a whole different person. You know what I'm saying? Like they cower down because they were never big, brave, and strong. How they trying to portray themselves? You know what I'm saying? But these like a lot of these countries, they had to make Europeans or white people. They had to, you have to make these people respect you. And what am I saying? It's not about these people liking you. Like China or Japan or like all these other countries. Do you understand like the persecution that they were facing in the 1950s? They had this whole treaty set up where Chinese people. There's only a limited amount of Chinese people that can even come into this country, and that was ratified in the 50s. It's what 60, 70 years later. It's not even that damn long later. That was the 50s, 1950s. And then even in the 40s, somewhere in that time frame, they took Japanese-born Americans after the Pearl Harbor attack. They threw their asses in internment camps. They let them out and gave them reparations. Did you know that? Did you know that Japanese people or whoever was in those internment camps, they got reparations for their imprisonment? Isn't that crazy? But they had, America said, damn them damn civil liberties. Damn your damn civil liberties. Like, no. And hell, if you, and you got, again, like, shoots the when they was rounded up, that was what, the 40s ish. It's only 80 years ago. That's only 80 years, and look how the world has changed in such a period of time. But they took those people and they didn't give a damn. Nowadays, you can't just, no people can just run around and pick up some people just because a Japanese people had attacked Pearl Harbor. You can just go run up and just start to, people have a goddamn fit, but that happened back then. That damn them civil liberties, damn them thing. You know what I'm saying? But in general, it's like, the reason why they demeanor turned is because the power that China has or the Japanese people have. You have to make these people respect you. That's why the Asian hate bill was passed so damn thoroughly. It's because when they got that news, Chinese people or the Chinese officials or the Cambodian, Tokyo, Japanese, when these people of these Asian countries, they got word of Asian people in this country being persecuted, even if these people they never stepped a foot in China, or they could be Japanese, and then the Chinese people might hate the damn Japanese, but they will still protect the people in America, even though they don't know who the hell these people are or whatever. And they doing that stuff because they understand identity politics. If I allow you to punk my little brother, that means you punking me. And so I'll be damned. Only I can punk my little brother. You can't punk my little brother, so I'm going to whoop your ass. And so that's exactly what the Chinese people or whoever these Asian countries did when the when Asian people are being persecuted over here because of the coronavirus, COVID-19. The Chinese people put some salt on America's ass to do something to change that and to make sure these Asian people in this country are not being harmed in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Even though these Chinese people or these Asian countries have never even seen these people, hell, they could probably hate these goddamn people guts up over here. But they say I'd be damned if I let any people that look like me be bullied, pushed into some type of submission or are persecuted in the way that they are. I'd be damned. And that's why that bill got passed so damn quickly. Is because these people, these Asian countries, was putting that heat on America's ass. They made America respect them. They didn't ask, they made them. You know what I'm saying? because the Chinese was whooped their ass financially if America wasn't capitulating to it, or they could have done a lot of other things. I don't know what all the involvement that these Asian countries have, but I guarantee you they was gonna put a hurting on America. I guarantee you that, and that's why they've passed that damn bill as quickly as they did. You know what I'm saying? That's why they passed it within a year or two. Like, that's crazy as hell. The problem rose, and then within a year or two, they already got a bill. Do you know how crazy that is? You know how big Congress is? How many people is on Congress? And 2/3 has to pass these damn votes. You know how crazy that stuff is? How gridlock Congress is at times? But they have to make them respect them. And they're much more stable. Hell, even when you get Africans coming up over here, they are still way more stable than, and they can do pretty well. If you notice, like a lot of Africans, like first generation, second generation of African people that's over here that came from their country, they do extremely well. They be doing sometimes better than black people that was born in America. You know why? It's because they know who they are. They know about their traditions. They know, so they can't be rattled as much with the American system. They don't let that, because these people don't define us. We define us. But black Americans don't know a damn thing about who they are. They don't know. They don't know. And so oftentimes too, when you don't know yourself, you don't know your value. And when you don't know your value, people will try to take advantage of you. They'll try to make you think that you ain't got no value, so just so they can keep you in a depressed state, so they can keep on benefiting up off of you. They will create scenarios, situations. They will put that ass in the real life Truman Show, and then get you thinking that all these negative things, they'll get other people on board, and they only there to use you. And if you don't know who you are, people can easily play with you. And so that's why it's like so important. Like, you got to think about it from perspectives like, you saying, man, why, you look at things in a way where you're like, why wouldn't these people, or why didn't these people do this for us? Why didn't these people, like, these systems is messed up? No, they're not. They're working perfectly. They're going that way for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not. I'm telling you, look at life from that perspective, and then you'll have much more clarity, because you'll understand what these people is doing and why they moving the way that they're doing. It's like, who are you? And that's the thing that you really got to get to the bottom of. Because once you get to the point of knowing who you are, because it takes you time to go through all the trauma. It takes you time to go back. It takes you just time to heal. Because oftentimes you be looking at life through an unhealed lens. And that's what a lot of people do. They don't know how to heal themselves. They don't know how to heal from all that stuff that they got. So they run from it. And they run from it, and they run from it. And because they feel insecure, they got to go and put on their body the opposite of how they truly feel inside. That's a lot of times what it is. So it's like, they don't know. They just don't know themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that word nigga hurts so much. And so that's why it's a lot of times you got to understand, like, the game is being played, and you can't even be mad at the game. You just got to understand that this is the damn game. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to stoop to other people's levels, but you got to understand people ain't going to give you a goddamn thing. If you don't know your history, they asses is happy up over there. You are competition. You got to understand that. You are competition. Even if black people out here getting money, I guarantee I want their asses to be financially stunted. I don't want them to know nothing about money, because they're going to go out there and spend, and we can demoralize them even more, and we get all the profits and everything like that, and then we can keep on kicking their asses down. It's a repetitive cycle that these people is putting us in, and all of our validation goes towards them. That's why, again, the word nigga hurts so much when a white man says it, because we're looking for their validation. And people might not like what I'm saying. I don't give a damn. That's exactly what we're doing. We're looking for the validation of the white man and these people up over here, instead of finding the validation within ourselves, finding the validation that God put in us already. You know what I'm saying? Like, God made you stamped and approved. Who the hell cares what the hell another race of people think? It does not matter. Again, they will look at all the persecution that they had against Asian people within the last 80 years. You think they stopped because they start liking Japanese people or Asian people or Chinese, or not? Maybe not like that. Let me start. Because I'm not trying to make it in the way. You got to understand, like, even a lot of these white people, they probably not even racist. Like, white people be killing me with that BS. They be killing me because it's like, they be, a lot of black people, they be hollering racism when it's not racism. You know what I'm saying? And it dilutes that word, and that stuff be pissing me off, because it's like the boy who cried wolf. They'll take scenarios and situations when something was not racist, and then they go and blast it all over the place, and try to put whoever made whatever action, they're gonna try to put that person on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? Like it say this is racist, and you see other races of people, other groups of people, they looking at you and they be like, man, these people have lost their mind. These people they just hollering racism. They just using a race card because sometimes that's exactly what it is. Or people have a completely disturbed way of what the hell things like. Some black people be going in other people's establishments, acting a goddamn fool, not following their policies and everything like that. And inevitably, when they asses get kicked out or something happens, now these people got a goddamn attitude. And because the manager is kicking them out because of their damn actions and their ways, and this is not always the case, but they kicking their asses out, not because of their color. They're kicking their asses out because of their damn behavior. And now they get mad and they want to boycott the damn thing, the place, and saying, oh, these people is racist. These people was not no goddamn racist. That was not racist. These people some people just be in there acting a damn fool. They're not following. Like, for example, they're not even necessarily acting the fool. But this is not all situations. Understand? So I'm not trying to be disrespectful and say it in a way that none of this stuff ever happens and that these people is always in the right. No. What I'm saying is black people be taking certain cases. Racism was not a fucking factor in that damn case. But they saying that's racism. No, it's not. Like, for example, like there was a couple of years back, I'm pretty sure y'all saw this, where there was a wrestler. He had dreads and stuff like that. He was a light-skinned black dude, but he had dreads or whatever, and he was in wrestling. Like, I think he had a wrestling tournament or whatever. But the dude had dreads. And so these people, they sent messages, letters, and stuff like that way months before the competition because they saw that this person had dreads. And they told this boy, look, you're going to have to either A, purchase some type of hair gear in order for you to continuously wrestling, or B, you're going to have to cut your damn hair. It's because, and people are like, oh my God, that's disrespectful. These people are so damn racist. That's da da da. That's not racism. He's saying that because the competition has rules and standards. They're saying that more likely because somebody could potentially take your hair and pull it, having some type of advantage, I think. But like, it's not because people are just simply racist. How the hell? This is a competition. It has rules, standards, and policies and procedures. Is not predicated on a person's race. They probably would have told a white boy or whatever, he has long hair, the exact same thing. But black people was not hearing that. They wasn't hearing that because what happened was a woman had cut the boy's hair at the competition. And the reason why she cut her hair is because when he kept on ignoring these letters saying that the boy had to change his hairstyle or he had to buy a protective gear or a headgear. So when they went to the competition, he didn't even do any of that. His dreads were still swinging all over this damn place. And then the referee, he didn't have to do this. And I'm pretty sure hindsight is 2020. He should have never did this. But he still allowed the boy to wrestle. But he gave the boy an ultimatum. He said that we don't have no gear, no headgear. And so you got one or two options. We can cut your hair and then you can participate in the tournament, or you just gotta get out because your hair is not the same way. And the boy chose to cut his hair. And so you see the viral video of a white woman cutting the boy's hair. And then everybody was so outraged. Oh my God, look at that. That is so racist. That's so racist. That's racism. Oh my God, what are they doing? Racist. This is exactly what these people be doing. Racist. And this scenario, and I'm talking about high profile black people was hopping on the damn bandwagon, talking about, oh yeah, man, the locks is a way of expressing a divine beauty or some other stuff that these people was talking about, all that doggone talk that these people be doing. Oh my God, that's so racist. I can't believe they did it. Why the hell can you not believe the boy was in the wrong? Okay, I would say that those people was in the wrong by letting that boy participate in the first place. They should have had enough wisdom to understand what climate it was and how that would look when a white woman is cutting off a boy's head. Most of these people ain't gonna read into that damn story. They're gonna just take that story and run with it. And these people in the media, they definitely flushed it in the way just like that. The people in the video, they were flushing it in the way where these people were in the wrong. The people knew what they was doing. They was trying to fan the flames again. These people, the media cannot just report on anything. They're told what to report on. And you think the reporters can speak freely? How many news anchors, if they dare say something, their asses is gone with the quickness. They can't talk. They can't just say what they want to say. They get told what to say. And they put that damn story in there and they made it seem as though race was the reason why. They got all these high profile people coming in and talking about it, more than likely having a lot of black people who might look up to these influencers or these people in Hollywood or whatever and listening to what they're saying. And it's a bunch of BS because these people is saying, oh man, that was so racist. No, it was not. The boy had ample time prior to him having been at that tournament. He did not take the opportunity to either get the headgear, whether or not his mom or whatever can afford it, his pops can afford it, who knows? Or he had to cut off his damn dreads. When he got there, these people were still generous enough, and I will say generous, or like they were lenient enough in the sense that they still allowed that boy to wrestle. They didn't tell that boy to cut off his hair off of some silly ass racism. They was telling him to cut off his damn hair, or because it was going to interfere with the match. There's already rules, standards, and procedures that were set in place, and that child knew that stuff. Okay, and he still chose to ignore it, or he didn't see it, or whatever. But he still came to the competition, and he was the one that decided to cut his hair. They made him an ultimatum: either cut the hair or you got to stay out the rut. But it was not because the Negro is black, and it was racism. And this is one of those prime examples of how people run around saying racism, and other people and other groups of people, they look at black people like these people are just so full of it. They just using a race card. They so full of it because they see these situations in these scenarios where some shit is clearly not racist. It wasn't racist, but simply because it was a white person who was in a position of authority and then a young black dude, these people, especially in the media, they took it and ran with it, knowing the damn climate that is going on and how everybody gonna jump on the bandwagon, especially when them damn people, them black people from Hollywood chimed in and was an advocate of this. And you know how many of these people more likely did not read that damn story, but they claiming racism. That's what I'm talking about, where that stuff is not racism. But people be crying, black people be crying wolf too many goddamn times. All that stuff is not no damn racism. That boy knew, he knew that he was supposed to get a protective headgear. He knew that. But he chose not to do it. And then he was the one that chose to cut it. Those people should have never given him that option, knowing the damn climate, knowing what it might look like. They probably wasn't thinking necessarily about people recording them, but like how that stuff looks like a white woman cutting a black dude's hair. And this is right around the time where Black Lives Matter is hot, hot, hot. They should have been a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Like that I would say that was the mistake. And they should never gave that boy that damn option. They should have either cut his hair in the back, or they should have never gave that boy the damn option. I would have took the route of never, don't allow that boy to participate, because you see how now everybody's getting tarnished. How the referee, they were saying, oh, they looking into the referee's class, oh, this person's been racist, all this competition. You see all the problems that start to brew, all the shit storm that started because this child did not cut do what they needed to do, and you messed up as the official by even you should have said no, knowing the climate. But sometimes it's a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned. But in general, man, this is exactly what it is. I'm telling you, black people, they don't know their damn history. They don't know who they are. And it's like, because they don't know who they are, they don't understand why people are doing things. That's why we asking the questions, man. Why would they do this to us? Why would they do this? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? That's the reality of the world. You are competition. They're going to set up as many roadblocks in the way to stop you, block you, or slow you down as much as possible, so that only a select few people can truly get through all that stuff. They did this stuff on purpose. So it's like, you if you know your enemy is coming in the room serving you poison, why drink it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that, like, it's not hard and you ain't got role models and stuff. Sometimes you just make decisions in your life. But at what point does it matter that we stop this stuff? It's, if our generation didn't know and we made these mistakes, at what point do we, as our generation, since we're still alive, stop that mess? We stop it and then turn it in the opposite direction. We already know what these people is going to do. We already know. And we made the mistakes. So it's like, how can we get it so that these kids don't have to suffer the same thing that we do? And our grandkids more than likely going to have a whole different outlook within a couple of generations. You know what I'm saying? Like how long, because we got the power right now to do that stuff. But if we're looking at these white people for help, it's like, dude, why would they help you? And I'm not saying that they don't help you, but I'm not saying, and it's not even about racism. That's not. It has nothing to do with racism. If you not are in the position, who the hell cares? Like the white people would do this stuff to another white person too. Like identity politics is at play. And so you got to understand from that angle, because it's like black people are like, man, these white people just hateful, and some of these bastards might be hateful, but a lot of niggas is hateful too. A lot of Asian people is hateful too. A lot of these people, that is like a subset. And then white people be talking about the KKK and the Ku Klux Klan. Again, this is a sense of that racial identity. And I'm not saying you should poo-poo it and brush it to the side. That damn white power and the KKK movement and stuff like that, that stuff is not necessarily predicated based on they truly think that they are superior or anything like that. It is more so predicated based on preserving whatever they have. You know what I'm saying? Preserving whatever white culture and stuff like that they have, or wherever they is, or preserving America or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not wrong, and I'm not saying that they don't commit these atrocious acts against people. But what I'm saying is born out of a place where they need to maintain control and dominance, and so they got to use by any means necessary. They're going to do it. So if they got to go dressed up like Ghost and start haunting niggas down, that's what they're gonna do. Intimidating people, that's what they. So it's not bred necessarily out of hate. It's bred out of the way that they don't want the power structure to change. You see what I'm saying? But they talking about race, and if you're looking at that, you won't understand it, and you just at this simple thing, and you just thinking like nothing can happen, and that's a bunch of BS. Race is like if you know, it doesn't really matter what other groups of people think about your group of people. What the hell do you think? What do you think? 'Cause these people are always gonna talk. The fact of the matter is, it don't matter whether or not people like you. It matters more if they respect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like you about ready to die for your respect. You ready to do whatever it takes. Because also, a lot of times when you start to study and you start to do whatever you need to do, you start to learn history and stuff like that, you would start surpassing these damn white people. Like, it's like black people be deifying white people like they so smart. It's not like these people ain't smart, but it's like, dude, black people be smart as hell too. They just thinking that they dumb. It's because they don't know anything about themselves. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they came from. They don't know nothing about nothing. They just know what they damn auntie and they mama and they maybe they daddy told them. And that only goes back about a generation. So it's like we really don't truly have true understanding of who we are, where we came from, and everything like that. And we keep on falling into these damn traps is because it's naturally because we don't know what else to do. We don't know what else to do because we don't know ourselves. You know, we're not confident enough to get up and actually take a stand and do it because we don't know who you are. So it's like you scared when you get up on that podium, you're going to blow away like the whisper in the wind. You scared that people that are going to critique you and you ain't be able to handle it and you're going to crumble all that under all that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what to do. You don't know who you are and stuff like that. But once you know who you are, you stand firm. Nobody can knock, especially when you stand firm with God. It's a damn wrap. You can stand alone. Even though people over there and they doing all this crazy stuff, you can stand right there by yourself with the truth, at least in the physical. You give a damn about whether or not people believe you, whatever. Because the truth is always going to come out. The truth is always going to be revealed. So you can stand on your one by yourself, whereas other people, they need all these other people around them just to stand on your one. Because you know what the truth is and you ground it. And it's like nobody can knock you up off that foundation. Nobody can tell you who they are. I mean, who you are and everything like that. Like nobody can ever tell you. You know who you are. And God knows who you are. And that's that. And when God say whoever you are, that's who you are. Nothing else matters. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You'll understand that these people are just people. They're people, but black people be deifying these people, man. Like black people can't do nothing. No, it's because we fed into that notion that we niggas. That's exactly what it is. We fed into that notion that we niggas, and we don't know how to get up out that rut. We don't know, but it takes people taking a step back and see what things are. The people who are running this bad boy, the elites, whoever is really in charge, they keep us busy by looking at race all the time. When race is, it's important, but it's not really what we need to be focused on. It's about that almighty dollar. It's about how much power do you have. It's not about whether or not people like you. A lot of white people, more than likely black people, white people buy more black people's music and stuff. You know how much money without white people, black people asses would not be as famous and rich as they are. They wouldn't be rich, but it's a lot of white people who consume. So it's like these people is not even necessarily racist. And then people be talking about, oh, well, they're ignorant and they don't understand their power. It's like, okay, black people asses again, they don't even understand. In the same vein that you sitting there, you talking about these white people, and the white people don't even realize the privilege they got, and they got all that white privilege. It's like, my nigga, do you not understand that you got nigga privilege in America? Do you not know that you got nigga privilege? It might not be black privilege, but it's nigga privilege. And what I'm talking about is, you don't even understand that in this country how good you got it. And I ain't saying you shouldn't strive to do better, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive to fight and do. But it's like, oftentimes, unless you step your foot about this dang on country and you walk onto some more other nations' soil and stuff like that, and figure out what's going on, and then you'll realize that a lot of people, they know everything about America. I've been to a couple of different countries. It's like, everybody's already knowing what's going on in America. They got the hottest gossip. They know who the president is. They know this about this, and this, and everything and stuff like that. And it was profound for me because it was like, I don't know a damn thing about these people's countries and stuff like that, but they know everything about our country. Yes, other country have to know what is going on in America, okay? You as a black person in America do not have to understand or know what the hell is going on in another person's country. You know why? It's because you are at the top. You're in America. You're in America, baby. I mean, you're not at the top, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you are in a position where you wow, I don't know, but you're in a position where you have a lot of privileges, whether or not you understand it and whether or not you know it. In America, as a black person, you got a lot of. That's why you're a Negro American. You're a nigga American. Because even in the other countries, I remember I was watching Hotel Rwanda, and somebody brought this up to my thought. But if you know about Hotel Rwanda, the Hutus and the Tutsis was fighting against each other. Or the Hutus led this massive genocide in the 90s, somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? It was huge in Rwanda. And the Peace Corps was there, or the Peacekeeper, or is it the UN? Something like that. They was the UN or Peace Corps. But there's essentially like international people that were supposed to provide certain type of aid or some type of resistance or military of presence. But they were not allowed to engage in a fight when the Hutus and the Tutsis was fighting each other. And there came a point at the time where in the movie, the man was upset. He was the UN leader. He was really upset. He was a white man. I think he's a white man, and he was upset because he had got word that nobody's gonna come and help those those Africans. He was very upset about that because he thought that they were going to get support so that the genocide could be taken down. And I think some people from France, the soldiers from France, came over and they told him this, and he was pissed off. He was happy at first because he thought that they had more military presence, but then he was pissed off because the people were only coming there just to get the other white people, the Europeans or whoever was in it, and then they was going to lead their asses. And then he said at one point, he's like, you know what, they think y'all dirt. They think you dirt. He said, because other countries was not going to intervene and help the Rwandans. But he said to Don Cheadle's character, he said something to the extent of like, they think y'all dirt. They think y'all dirt. And he said like, y'all are worse because y'all not even niggas. Y'all Africans. Y'all are Africans, and that was profound because it's again, it shows like the dichotomy. And or like how we're the privilege that even black people have in America. They don't even understand the power and privileges that they got in America. A lot of people trying to break their damn back to get into this country from wherever they're from, because it's like you don't even know what's going on in other people's countries. They got civil war. They got all this crazy stuff going on. I'm talking about bodies after bodies all over the place. They led in massive genocides, and people don't. Again, this is why the media has selective reporting because they don't want people to know that. And if they don't want people to know something, they ain't gonna show people that. They pick and choose. They cherry pick what they want based on what they want to do in the future. And then a lot of times with black people, we fall hook, line, and sinker for the first smooth talking, fast moving son of a bad boy that's coming up in our face talking about they gonna help us, and then them bastards make off with the bag each and every time. They keep on doing this stuff, and then they keep on picking up black causes every 10 years when they want to get their new agenda out there, and they gonna hide just like they've been doing over and over again the real programs they really want to institute into the American society under the guise of Black Lives Matter or whatever new movement they got tomorrow. And that's exactly what the hell that they is going to do. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to keep on showing those photos if they need to. And the reason being is because this is going to disrupt people's peace. When a country or people are at peace, they do not want things to change. They're not willing to bring in new programs. And so they're going to be stuck in their ways and whatever. And that's not a bad thing. They're going to stick to their traditions. And so that's why oftentimes they use the Black Lives Matter. That's why they use them dudes getting shot down, killed in the street. Not because they actually really gave a damn. Not because they actually really wanted to report on that. They did that stuff because they understood, just like how they did in the 60s with the civil rights, and just how Harriet Beecher Stowe did with Uncle Tom's Cabin all the way back in the 1850s. They knew when people see the atrocities that other people are going through, they're going to get active. They're going to be emotional. They're going to be all thus springing them into actions. And this is exactly what they need, because now the Black Lives Matter or all this other civil rights or these rights for black people and stuff like that, it did its course, and it hid the true motive. It hid the true programs. It hid the true reasons why these things was started up in the first place, why they were putting that stuff on the media. And then they conveniently leave out a lot of the real information that's going on in these other countries. You only get a bit, but that's the game that they play. You got to think about it. You can't sit. You will be at your own detriment if you look at things and you're wondering why other people are not doing things for you. You got to understand that people ain't gonna give you a damn thing. Because they want to keep all the power to themselves. They will tell you lies. They will intentionally not tell you everything. And it's like, you got to understand, like, people be thinking that's your damn problem. It's not mine. It's not mine. And it's like black people be like, man, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's like, you say it's wrong all I want. But at the end of the day, man, who asked out? Who asked out? These people ain't asked out. So is at what point do it not really matter what these people is doing, and it matter more what we doing? And I think we have to change our mentality after, like, we find ourselves, and change our mentality from, why didn't they do this for us? It's like, why would they? Why would they? Why would they end slavery? Why would they end this? They're making money off of you. And again, think about it primarily from a humanistic type point of view rather than in color. Because if you only looking at color, it's gonna throw you off. It's gonna throw you off. A white man that's poor and a white man that's rich, they ass is better. They more likely from two different damn countries. They're from two different countries, but they will use identity politics and give a little bit more carrots to the people that look like them, not because they truly give a damn about them. It's because they're doing it as a way and a measure to continuously hold on to power at their level. They're going to hold their asses down there, but they give a little bit more carrots. And so it's like, you got to understand the game that's being played and how people is moving and everything like that, So, but with all that being said, think about that question. Ask yourself next time you say, man, why didn't they do this? It's like, you gotta ask the question of, why would they? You were their competition. So go out there, compete, do your thing. I'll catch you on the flip side. Out. That's awkward. I didn't even stop it. It's stopping now.